In the midst of the second COVID wave, when many schools pressurized children to pay their fees, Shirley Uday Kumar Panikar, principal of Powai English High School, paid fees of over 200 students. She saved one whole year of many needy students whose parents lost their jobs. NewsX proudly recognizes second wave superhero Shirley Uday Kumar Panikar. Hello and welcome. I'm Prerna Shandilya, and as part of NewsX's very special series, Second Wave Superhero, today I've been joined by Shirley Uday Kumar Panikar, who is the principal of the Powai English High School and has paid fees of over 200 needy students in her school. Welcome to our show, ma'am.
Thank you, Prerna. Thank you so much. It's nice.
Shirley, tell us about your experience of the pre and the post-COVID times as a principal and how your role has changed, during this unprecedented time.
Yeah, the post-COVID time was really tough. There was lots of problems, not only for the staff, also for the parents. And it made us think many a times what we can do to the society. It was just there was a lot of backlogging of fees which we came across, and when the parents started coming to us, it became very difficult for me to understand what I should be doing. It was like a changeover for me. I'm not a social service person, but we normally go with the daily routine and teaching. That was a part and parcel of our profession. So once this came in, and the parents came, the children came, you can see the changes in children also. You can feel it in the face. And that made me a little bit uncomfortable. And I thought what I could do for this. It is a total change of my character also. To be frankly speaking, I was not like this before. Maybe it is there within me, but later part, you start thinking. That thinking process has made a lot of changes in me. So because when you sit in that seat, and mine is a private school, and you just can't let things go like that. So there is a change that has happened during this COVID, sitting in the house, not meeting people, but we are still constantly in touch with the parents. Teachers are in touch with the parents, and the teachers have been very supportive. We call, we have the Zoom meeting, we have everything, and we are actually in touch with each other. We know what is going around, and that made a lot of difference for us.
Shirley, tell us about your fundraiser. As we know that you have helped over 200 students during this pandemic. So, what led you to take such a decision, and how challenging it was for you?
As I told you earlier, that when the children came in, it was really tough for me to see them that way. I could find their eyes getting moist, when you ask them to pay the fees and the parents are telling they can't pay the fees. Somewhere or the other, it pinches your heart. It will be not only for me, it will be for many others. But sometimes you have to be strict because the school runs with the fees, especially private school, it runs with the fees. So you can't just go. So I found that I have to change something, and I started collecting a little bit. It started with a local newspaper, which comes around every Sunday. I talked to the CEO, Mr. Shrivastava, what we could do actually for the children. So he told me, they all are very senior and very experienced as a captain. So he told me, Shirley, let's put up an appeal in the paper and just see that. So we put an appeal without the name of the school because we didn't want that thing flashing out. And locally it is there. So we started, this appeal started moving around in the WhatsApp groups. That made a difference. It went to many KV students. I belong to a KV, Kendriya Vidyalaya. So I have almost many ex-students there. And out of that one, Metro, there's one company, private limited company, which is in Chennai. They saw that appeal and they just called me and told me like I would like to donate because they're also from the KV. Like to donate, and they gave around 6.5 CSR. And after getting that, okay, the thought came in mind that why can't I try with companies? Because whatever sponsorship I was getting was very, very small amount, maybe one student, two students, five students, nothing beyond that. So it became very difficult to collect money. And during this COVID time, I think everybody had the problem, whether it's rich or poor. And asking something was, you can't ask friends, you can't ask anybody. So this, I thought like, let's me send emails to big companies. I sent many emails, absolutely zero response, unfortunate. No response because lump sum amount of emails they'll be getting it every year. They will be just deleting it. They won't even probably see also or read it. Then we thought we sent a courier to some corporate sectors which is close by. After that, one IRB from Chandivali, from our Powai area itself, they gave around a sponsorship around 14.5 lakhs, nearly approximately around 14.5 lakhs, and for 50 students they sponsored. That was really amazing, and that was a real kind gesture of both these companies. And that's how it all started. But still the mails continued, responses were absolutely no. And individual sponsors came one or two, and so on. And it's only recently, maybe 3 months or something, as the things started changing a little bit, individual sponsors started coming up, maybe for 10 students, 5 students, and it crossed 40. That is surprising. And as we got the money, we started giving it to students. We didn't backlog it. Immediately, we started clearing off because it will be a good relief for the parents once the fees is paid. So we just started, as we got, we cleared it. We kept on clearing it. And that's how it, almost more than 200 students we have covered.
All right. Shirley, since I'm speaking to you right now, I find very important to ask you, because you're a member of the teaching faculty in India, what do you think, how bad is the situation right now as we're learning that, exams are being cancelled, students are confused what's going to happen next. So tell us how bad the situation is on ground and what advice you want to give to these students.
If you're asking advice to the students, the children some of them are really happy because they have no exams. Some of them are really worried, especially those children who have high rankers. They are really worried because they would want to score the best. They would have wanted 90 plus, 95 plus. They were just waiting to just conquer this world. For them, it's sad. For the rest of the world, it's okay for them, but the life has to go on. And it's really tough, it's tough for parents, it's tough for teachers also, because even still we are not, sure about what to do, how to go about it. They had told, okay, take 9th standard, 10th standard. Things, the confusion is still there, and I hope everything will be cleared in maybe a week or so. And let's hope everything goes fine and our children will be in a better place.
Definitely,
they'll go to college. They have that, okay, I'll be going to college, and they would surely love that experience also.
Definitely, we can only hope for the best right now. Thank you so much, Shirley, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your insights on the situation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prerna. Thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.